Straight from the Bulldog Studios at Bryant University, this is the Bryant News Broadcast. Featuring Todd Stewart, Sarah Larrabee, Nolan Thompson with the weather, Chad Sabo with sports, and Dana Arenik with the Bryant Update. This episode is brought to you by the Media Production Club.
Good evening, and welcome to another episode of the Bryant News Broadcast. I'm Todd Stewart.
And I'm Sarah Larrabee. In national headlines tonight, October is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and the state is already illuminated in pink. The Rhode Island State House can be seen from the highways and throughout the skyline because, as tradition has it, the dome will stay lit pink until the end of the month. Many fundraisers are in full swing, including some groups' effort here on campus to raise money to fight the leading cause of cancer-related death in women. Waterfire was sponsored by the Gloria Gemma Foundation this past weekend and featured a procession of over 150 survivors whose torches lit the flames of hope. Every day is a battle against cancer for thousands of people, and October will certainly raise awareness and millions of dollars to keep fighting strong.
A Chicago woman gives birth 7 hours after completing a marathon. 27-year-old Amber Miller completed the Chicago Marathon this past Sunday, then gave birth to her daughter June at 10:29 p.m. During the race, Miller experienced contractions, which she thought were normal because she always felt some sort of contractions while training. This wasn't Miller's first marathon during her pregnancy. At 17 weeks, she finished the Wisconsin Marathon, and at 18 weeks, she ran in the Indianapolis Marathon. Miller says she wasn't sure whether she was going to run in the Chicago race, not because she didn't think she could do it, but because it fell 8 days before her due date. Miller completed the race in 6 hours and 25 minutes.
Well, Todd, an amazing story of perseverance.
Unbelievable.
I'm surprised that didn't make the front page of the Archway.
You know, I am pretty shocked too, but this headliner is good stuff.
I have to say, the Archway has really kicked up their game this year.
You know, they really have. And the past 2 years, I didn't read as much, but this year it's something about it, and it's everything. Every article is compelling.
They cover a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So no matter what you like to read, I feel as though they have it. And the staff is growing, and they have a lot more comedy in their stories, and I like that. I like that a lot.
Yep, definitely the Battle of the Sexes series. That's a good series with Ali Salzberg and Tom Hansen. And it's very, very nice to read every week because they always have different opinions that contrast each other that are just fantastic and very well written too.
Well, you know, WJMF is in here too.
They are.
So all three media orgs kind of working together, which is something you don't see on every college campus. So
no, it's good. You like to see that.
So a shout out to our friends Jackie Amarato and WJMF, and of course BNB sponsored by MPC. A lot of acronyms, but
you're doing a good job with it. I'm
doing okay. All right, let's throw it to Nolan. How's the weather doing?
Thanks, Sarah. Well, taking a look at the radar right now, you can see we are in the clear, even though a mist is lingering around, and it's going to get even worse come tomorrow. Chance of thunderstorms possibly, but it should clear up for the weekend. Rain again on Monday, Tuesday should clear up, and thunderstorms again on Wednesday. Well, that's your weather this week. Now over to Chad with sports.
What is going on in the NBA? Commissioner David Stern has already canceled the first 2 weeks of the regular season, and the way meetings are being handled, it looks like there won't be a season. Steve Nash, one of the most respected point guards in the league, has tweeted, after a barren year, the players are still willing to give owners a higher percentage in good faith. Why are the owners unwilling to negotiate in good faith? As a player, I apologize to the fans that we're in this position. The players are negotiating to take less money, and let's be clear, that's not going to lower ticket prices. It just lines the owners' pockets. I only hope that the owners and players can figure this out, and hopefully we will have some kind of NBA season this year.
Thanks, Chad. Well, Bryant, it's that time of year again. The model extravaganza of 2012 has begun. Come audition to be a model in the hottest fashion show at Bryant. Model calls will take place on Sunday, October 16th from 6 to 8 p.m. and October 18th from 8 to 9 p.m. in the South Dining Hall. Ladies are asked to bring appropriate heels, and gentlemen are asked to bring nice dress shoes. If you're interested in participating, please contact Lindy Murias at the bottom of your screen for any questions or comments.
Thanks, Dana. It's getting colder and the days are getting shorter. That must mean one thing: Halloween. The annual Jack-O-Lantern Spectacular is back and better than ever in the Roger Williams Park Zoo. This year, there will be 5,000 lit pumpkins set up all around the park. each area will have its own theme music to go along with it. This year's theme, Journey Around the World. The walk will take spectators through various countries from Asia to the North Pole and countries of surprises along the way. Admission is from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. every night through October 31st.
Well, speaking of Halloween, a local family's fall day trip took an interesting turn when they became lost and frightened in the middle of a Massachusetts corn maze. The two parents, with their 3-week-old infant in their arms, called 911 because they thought the farm had closed after they entered the maze. Canine police units showed up on scene and found the frightened family right away. The Danvers farm is famous for its corn maze designs, but I know of one family who won't be coming back anymore.
Now, Sarah, do you have that story is absolutely unbelievable. Do you have any crazy Halloween stories like that? Because I do.
Not in a corn maze. I can't imagine calling 911 and they were only 25 feet into the maze.
But they didn't know that, that's the
right,
whole part.
Right, so the story got so many hits on Facebook and social media that it really went viral. Yeah. And it's quite hysterical.
Well, I have to admit, that happened to me. Not to the extent where I called 911, but that happened to me when I was little, and I got lost all by myself in a corn maze. And it's actually kind of scary when you're little. You're just wandering around, you have no idea where anybody is, where your mom is, where your friends are, and it was a little panicky when I was
I can imagine.
10, 11, however old I was, but
and
obviously
the corn maze is probably 10 feet taller
oh
than
yeah,
you
I couldn't
were.
see, and usually there's people that stand on top so that if somebody does get lost that they can help them out and tell them take a right, take a left to get out. But there was nobody standing on there, and I was a little nervous.
All right, note to self, no corn mazes.
No corn mazes.
All right, well, we want to thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Bryant News broadcast. Be sure to join us every week on Channel 68 and our YouTube page. Search MPC Bryant, and we'll see you here next week. Take care.